What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What is up? What is up? Good afternoon on this beautiful Saturday. It is your boy, Niner Sickness, coming to you with the Niner Sickness Report. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is having a good time. Welcome, welcome. Don't be afraid to say hello. Say hello. Please comment so that I can see who is here. Please feel free to comment so that I can see who all is here. Dina, how you doing, Dina? Good to see you. Josh Blackwood, how you doing? What's up, Maverick? How you doing, brother? So we're going to be talking today about Solomon Thomas going to the Raiders. What's up, Matt? How you doing, brother? Pedro, what's going on, bro? How you doing, sir? So we're going to talk about Solomon Thomas. Now, I got a friend of mine. He's a big Raider fan. Yeah, who knows? Raider fans, right? And he has his Raider show. And once in a great while, I'll go ahead and listen to his show, show some support to my boy. And I happen to hear in his show that the Raider fans are excited about Solomon Thomas. They're saying that the Niners are stupid for letting go of Solomon Thomas, and now the Raiders got a gem. Okay? The Raiders they're saying that Solomon Thomas, now in the Raiders, he's going to blossom into this defender for them. And I think it is the most idiotic thing in the world. So, the topic of this show is Solomon Thomas versus Samson Ebukam. Samson Ebukam coming from the Rams to the Niners, and Solomon Thomas going from the Niners to the Raiders. Both of these players were drafted in 2017 draft. Both of these players are 25. Samson and Solomon both are drafted in 2017. Solomon was drafted by the 49ers 3rd overall. Samson was drafted by the Rams 125th overall, which is the 4th round. In 4 years, Solomon Thomas has only produced 6 sacks, 73 tackles, and 0 forced fumbles. But yet, this guy is going to go to the Raiders and make the Raiders a Super Bowl contender, based on what a lot of the Raider fans are saying, which I think is hilarious. We get this cat from the Rams on a 2-year deal, $12 million. 4 years, drafted 125 in the overall in the 4th round. 4 years career, 16 sacks, 90 tackles, and 6 forced fumbles. Samson comes to the Niners with a resume of 16 sacks, 90 tackles, and 6 forced fumbles. And keep in mind, he was a rotational player with the Rams. He was not a starter with the Rams. He was a rotational plug and play. here and there. Being a rotational player, only playing on limited snaps for the Rams, he's able to have 16 sacks, 90 tackles, and 6 forced fumbles. Very, very impressive. Now, we got to see how it plans out. We got to see how having Samson next opposed to Nick Bosa, how that plans out. Now, for what I've been hearing, Samson is a speedster. He has a lot of speed. That's one of the things that we liked about D Ford. D Ford was destructive because he had speed. For what I'm hearing, Samson also has speed. And I watched tape on Samson. Samson was underutilized with the Rams. The Rams did not take complete advantage of his skill set in LA. I would like to see, now that the 49ers have come out publicly and said that they intend to use Samson more as a defensive end than an outside linebacker. He was an outside linebacker for the Rams. The Niners are going to use him more as a defender on the edge, a defensive end. So now you're looking at Samson, DJ Jones or Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, and Nick Bosa, with Warner and Greenlaw in the backfield. Our front seven is looking good. This is why I think the Niners should really, really focus on the secondary. We need to establish an identity in our secondary. We need to draft corners. We need to draft D-backs, whether it's corner or safety. We need to really build our secondary. Imagine having that powerhouse in the front seven, and then you complement that with a great secondary. Yes, I know we brought Jason Verrett back for one more year, praying that he has a great year like he had in 2020. We brought Emmanuel Mosley. Now, hear me when I say this. I think Emmanuel Mosley should really be used as a slot corner. Now that K'Wan Williams probably not coming back, I think if we draft a corner with the first round, and I know a lot of you guys want to take a quarterback. Okay, I'm okay with that as well. I know a lot of you guys want to move up and take a quarterback. But let's say we just take a cornerback. A Caleb Farley, Virginia Tech. Or a Horn from South Carolina. Or Sartain from Alabama. One of those top 3 corners. If we take them, now we put him, Jason Verrett, and we move Emmanuel Mosley to a slot corner. Now, we have Jimmy Ward at safety. Are we bringing back Tart? I would not be opposed to bring back Tart. I don't know about you guys. I really like Tart. I really do. But he has to come back for the right price. But I think we need to draft a safety as well. In the NFC West, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to get to the comments right now. I'm going to read some of the comments from you guys. In the NFC West, You have A.J. Green now coming from the Cincinnati Bengals to the Cardinals to match up with DeAndre Hopkins. With the Rams, you have a good, solid tight end with the Rams. You have Robert Woods, and then you have the other younger Cooper Kupp. Seattle, you have DK Metcalf. You have the other receiver, I forgot his name. We got some good receivers, opposing receivers that we're going to be facing twice a year. Even though I'm all for putting pressure on the quarterback, going after the quarterback, putting pressure, but quarterbacks like Kyle Murray, quarterbacks like Russell Wilson, if you give them enough time to throw the ball, and if we don't have good coverage, yes, Josh, Tyler Lockett, thank you, sir, Tyler Lockett. If we don't cover well in our secondary, how many times have we seen Russell Wilson being in the grasp of a Niner defender and just like Houdini, escapes and throws a 40-yarder pass? So even though we have great pass rush, if we don't have a solid or great secondary, it can hurt us. It's very important that we build a secondary in San Francisco. For a lot of you are young guys that don't remember, I'm going to show my age. Before we went to the 1981 Super Bowl against the Cincinnati Bengals, the reason why we were so good defensively is because we drafted three defensive players in the secondary. Griffin, Ronnie Lott, and I forgot the name of the other kid. And overnight, we became an okay defense to a great defense because we drafted three starters in the secondary. I believe that you build in the trenches. I believe you start with the offensive line, you start with the defensive line, but we can't neglect the secondary. I like what we've done offensively. Bringing back Williams. Signing Trent Williams to 6 years. Bring in Alex Mack from the Atlanta Falcons. Even though he's up there in age, he demands leadership. Okay? In a lot of offensive systems, it's up to the quarterback to find out where the Sam linebacker's at. But in Kyle Shanahan's system, it's not really up to the quarterback to find out where the Sam linebacker's at. It's up to the center. It is the center's job to find where that Sam linebacker is lining up at. We got that quarterback at center with Alex Mack. Just by re-signing Trent Williams and adding a center with the experience and leadership of Alex Mack and putting Daniel Brunskill at the right guard for the whole season permanently, I will tell you this. For those that are not high on Mike McGlinchey is going to have a great 21 season just with the addition of Alex Mack. Now, they got to play together, okay? They got to play together. They got to gel. But based on what we have offensively in our line, regardless who is at quarterback, the quarterback under center is going to have a better chance to get rid of the ball because of the protection in the front. So, we got the offensive line. We got George Kittle. We got Debo Samuel. We got Brandon Ayuk, Josh Dwally, Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson Jr., Hasty, arguably the best innovative head coach right now in Kyle Shanahan. We are going to score some points. As long as we stay healthy, we're going to score points. Now, defensively, under DeMeco Ryans, first year defensive coordinator, DeMeco Ryans, his job is to make sure we do not allow the opposing team to score points on us. We play a lot of zone instead of man coverage. Zone makes the job of a quarterback much easier than man. Imagine the possibilities of bringing in a Caleb Farley, a Sartain, or a Horn, add him to Jason Verrett, and then having Emmanuel Mosley at slot corner. We have Jimmy Ward. And then whether we bring back Tart or we draft a safety to replace him, imagine what we can do defensively. As long as we stay healthy, if people are sleeping on the 49ers, now I understand the biggest question is quarterback. Is Jimmy going to be the quarterback? Are we going to bring Deshaun Watson? Are we drafting a Trey Lance? Are we drafting a Kelly Ahmed or that kid from Alabama, Mac Jones? Those are the questions right now at quarterback. Now, I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is the future quarterback, but I will be okay with playing with Jimmy for one more year, as long as we find a suitable backup to him. Now, if we get Deshaun Watson, I'll be ecstatic. I want Deshaun Watson. Don't get me wrong. I want Deshaun Watson. I wouldn't be opposed to moving up in the draft if we're getting either Trey Lance or Justin Fields. Honestly. Those are the only two quarterbacks that I really care about. Mac Jones, he's all right. But if we're going to move up, I want to move up for Justin Fields or Trey Lance. If we're not able to get neither of those two quarterbacks, then I'd rather stay put at 12 and take the best corner available to us and ride with Jimmy G. I know it's scary. I know that riding with Jimmy G, it's not that we don't trust his ability to win games. It's not that we don't believe in him. Can the guy just stay healthy? That's the problem that we have with Jimmy G. Can he stay healthy? Can he stay healthy? That is the $1 million question. All right, let me read some of these comments. You guys have been very active on these comments. Let me back up. Let me read some of your guys' comments. What's up, Charles? Welcome. Charles Bond, welcome. Let me see here. Victor McDaniel, welcome, sir. Good to see you, brother. All right, let me pick one of these questions that I like. Do you think? All right, here we go. Do you think the Chicago's corner fullback would have been a good ad? Now, you're asking this as a past tense. Did he get signed somewhere already? Because the way you're quoting would he have been a good ad, meaning that he's no longer available, or is he still available, meaning that could he be a good addition? I only ask because I haven't been following him, and I don't know if he's been signed or not. Okay, Chicago signed him. Okay, so your question is perfect then. Denver signed him. Okay, well, somebody signed him other than the 49ers. Would I've thought that Fuller would have been a good ad? I like Fuller. I think he had an okay season last year. Now I don't know what the numbers were for the. I don't know how long they signed him for, 1 year, 2 years. How much did Denver give him? I would have to look at the numbers to kind of sit there. But if it had nothing to do with the numbers, which it always does, but if it had nothing to do with that, I would have liked to brought him in. Yes, I would have. But like the world, where would he fit within our cap space? That's the question. Where would he have fitted in our cap space? Let's see here. They need to resign Tart. He's really good. I like Tart. I know a lot of people have their questions about Tart. He's okay. He's not. I think he's great. I like him. He hasn't signed anywhere. I said this with Trent Williams, and I'll say it with Tart. The longer these players sit without being signed, the more leverage the 49ers have to sign them, in my humble opinion. Um, Draft a DB at 12 and focus on the O-line. Now, do we really need to focus on the O-line now? I would not be opposed to take a lineman in the 4th round. In the 4th round, I believe, in my humble opinion, that is the best round to look for an offensive lineman. I think we take a D-back in the first 2 rounds. And when I mean D-backs, I mean a corner and a safety. Or we look at tight ends. Let's look at the tight ends available in the 2nd and 3rd round. Which tight end is going to be available in the 2nd or 3rd round? Look at what New England is doing. New England just brought in 2 great top 5 tight ends in free agency. As much as a lot of us hate Bill Belichick, he is onto something when he's bringing in 2 tight ends. He is paying 2 tight ends almost as much as one overpriced wide receiver. I think the wide receivers are overrated. What I mean by that, I'm talking about like the Julio Jones. Great receiver, yes, he's great. But to be making $20 million a year, if not more, that is ludicrous. You can get 2 very good tight ends for what you pay for 1 star receiver. I like what Belichick is doing. I think that we look at the tight ends in the 3rd or 2nd round myself. Just my humble opinion. What's up, David Williams? Do you think all the things are in? Other ones? Well, the main ones are signed. Starting the free agency, I believe that the Niners were targeting 3 players. 3 players they were targeting. Trent Williams, number 1, Juice, number 2, and Jason Verrett, number 3. And let's give a hand to John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, and Parag Marat for accomplishing just that. We had 3 targets that we wanted, and we brought them all back. So we got our cake. But what is a cake without ice cream? What was the ice cream? Alex Mack. Trent Williams was the cake. Alex Mack was the ice cream. Yeah, I'm a big guy. I use food as an analogy. But you know what I mean? So we brought back potentially the 3 top free agents in the Niners. Now, there's Richard Sherman, there's K'Waun Williams, there's Coleman, there's a lot of free agents still out there. How many of those do I think we will bring back? I don't know. I would love to bring back K'Waun Williams. I would love to bring back K'Waun Williams, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I would love to bring back Tart. But to David's question, honestly, the major 3 players were signed. That within itself, with the addition of Alex Mack, I believe the Niners had a great offseason. So far, the Niners have had a great offseason. They won the free agency in my mind. Let's talk about this for a minute. The importance of Trent Williams. Trent Williams, not only is he going to argue he's the best left tackle right now, All-Pro, guaranteed to be a first-time Hall of Famer when he retires, first valid Hall of Famer. Now, because we have him and we don't have to worry about drafting a tackle. If we would have lost Trent Williams for free agency, it would have put pressure on which direction we would have to go in the draft. But because John Lynch and Parag Marat got their man, it allows us more flexibility to maneuver in what direction we want to go with that first round. Do we trade it in the package for Deshaun Watson? Do we trade it to move up and get a quarterback? Do we take a first round corner? Do we trade back and utilize more draft picks? There's so many ways we can go now that Trent Williams is signed with the 49ers. This is how important that signature was. Then you bring in an Alex Mack on top of it. I couldn't be more stoked than that. Coleman alone, bring back Williams. I don't want Devin Coleman. I agree. I think with Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson Jr., and Hasty, we're probably going to take another undrafted free agent running back in this year's draft or after the draft. So I agree with you, Charles. I don't want Coleman to come back. I think Coleman is done. But if we know anything, if there's a fault of Kyle Shanahan, is that he is loyal to his players. That is a huge downfall for Kyle Shanahan. He is loyal to his players. So I hope Coleman does not come back. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I would like to go for a pass rusher with our first pick, so we can have a little bit more depth at the pass rush position. Second pick, D-backs, third round quarterback, Brooks, Notre Dame. Kid broke almost every single record there. And honestly, I believe he is the fourth best quarterback in this year's draft. Wow. Okay. All right there, Jose. How you doing, brother? Um, I'm a huge believer in building a team in the trenches, offensively and defensively. And yes, putting pressure on the quarterback is extremely important. But the fact that we brought in free agent Samson Ebukam, or I'm butchering his last name, I think we have a gem in him. I like when he played college. I like the way he's played it with the Rams. I think the Rams have truly underutilized his skill set there in LA. I think that D'Amico Ryans and Kusarek are going to be able to bring the best out of this kid. We re-signed Jones to another year. We have Kevin Givens. We have Eric Armstead. We have Javon Kinlaw coming back a second year. And I don't know if you guys watched a video that he posted on Instagram. But the dude looks like Incredible Hook. Remember the Incredible Hook not from the movies. Okay, not from the movies. But remember Luke Ferrigno? The bodybuilder Luke Ferrigno, who played the Incredible Hook back in the 70s. He looks like that. And then you have Nick Bosa coming back. So my question to you, Jose, is even though I hear what you're saying about getting a pass rusher, I'm just not that sold on these pass rushers this year. I really think we need to build our secondary. I really believe we need a shutdown corner. We got Ramsey with the Rams. We need someone like him on the Niners. That's either going to be Farley, Surtain, or Horn. We need a shutdown corner. My personal preference is the kid out of Virginia Tech, Caleb Farley. He did not play in 2020. He opted out because of COVID. But if you watch his play in 2019, the kid he's doesn't have a lot of the skill set, but he's athletic. He is an athletic kid that can be just utilized so much in our defense. I want to build our secondary, Jose. I think we have enough defensive line men. I love the addition of Samson. I think he has a lot of unlocked potential there. The kid is 25. He is above upgrade over Solomon Thomas. We get rid of Solomon Thomas. We bring in Samson. Samson is by miles an upgrade over Solomon Thomas. Trent Williams has 8 Pro Bowls, and he was ranked second overall in the 2019 plus. He's only 31. Okay, first of all, he's 32. He's going to be 33. Unless you're saying he was 31 in 2019. But I don't think he played in 2019. He played in 2020. I think he was off in 2019. So you would have to look into that, Charles. What's up, D. Marie? How you doing, girl? Welcome to the show. What's up, Melvin? How you doing? I think we need a cornerback or safety. I agree. I agree with you. You can never go wrong with adding pass rushers, But you got to, at some point, you got to start putting emphasis on your secondary. When was the last time the 49ers drafted a number one corner in the first round? The last corner to be taken in the first round was Mike Rump. Mike Rump was the last corner to be taken in the first round. And that was so many moons ago. It is time to emphasize our secondary. Bring in a playmaker. Don't need a receiver either, because Jalen Hurd will be, listen, with all due respect, Charles Lee, I cannot count on Jalen Hurd in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to be honest, bro. Jalen Hurd hasn't played a down for us. He's been on this team for 3 years, hasn't played a down due to injury. He has potential to be great, but he hasn't played a down. I am not going to put my trust in a player that has been hurt the last 3 years. I am not counting on him. I am not concerned about him. I really don't care about him. Now, if he comes and is able to play healthy and just takes us by storm, then I will be ecstatic. I will be like, wow, great. But because he's been on the roster for 3 years, he hasn't played a down. I don't know what this kid has. And until I see something on him in the NFL, until I can see film from him in the NFL, I have to lower my expectations on this kid. That's just my personal humble opinion. Nothing against, to your point, Charles, but I can't put all my eggs in one basket over a kid that hasn't played a down for the 49ers. The Niners have went D-line round one since 2017, and they have enough depth right now. Can't keep neglecting the second. I agree with you there. When this year's draft had so many great DBs for the first round, I 100% agree with you there, Charles. 100% agree with you there. This is Carla. Don had a chance. This is Carla. Don had to change my name on Facebook due to personal reasons. Oh, okay. Okay, Carla. Welcome then. Good to know. I appreciate you letting me know. Appreciate that. Thank you. Samson hasn't missed a game, I believe, and he can take over Ford's position and dominate. Again, I agree with you there. I like, other than the last comment about Jalen Hurd, we're two for one. I don't agree on the Jalen Hurd, but I definitely agree on your last two comments, Charles. I think Samson has been underutilized with the Rams. I like this kid on film. This kid has the potential to be great. I think we had a great pick. We brought him in for free agent for the right price. I cannot wait to see what Samson provides in 2021 with that offense, with that defensive line of Eric Armstead, DJ Jones, Kevin Givens, Javon Kinlaw, and Nick Bosa. It's going to be interesting to see what takes place. Kinlaw is a beast. He's got to kill this year. I agree with you there too. 3 for 1. What I saw in Javon Kinlaw last year, I was very impressed. Now, you can't always go by the numbers of stats. Oh, he didn't have all these, he didn't have, Javon Kinlaw did not have the Nick Bosa type of stats. But you got to remember, we drafted Javon Kinlaw not necessarily to be a quarterback chaser or sack machine. We drafted Javon Kinlaw to stop the run. Now, if Javon Kinlaw goes after the quarterback and sacks him, hey, that's the cherry on top of the cake. But Javon Kinlaw was brought in specifically as a run stuffer. And for all of you guys that miss DeForest Buckner, and I love DeForest Buckner, don't get me wrong, I'm never going to disrespect him. I thought he was a great player. I thought he was as past tense for the Niners, but he's a great player now for the Colts. I love me some DeForest Buckner, but as a run stopper, Javon Kinlaw is better than DeForest Buckner. Now, is DeForest Buckner better overall? Yes. But is Javon Kinlaw's ceiling higher than DeForest Buckner? I think so. I personally think that Javon Kinlaw's ceiling is higher than Buckner. Now, I may get a lot of you guys that get pissed off about this, but this is how I feel. You don't have to agree, but I think Javon Kinlaw's ceiling is higher than DeForest Buckner, in my opinion. But besides him, we don't have anybody else to play on the edge. So we have Ford and Samson. Oh, okay, Samson. I thought you were telling me that Ford bought a new phone, Samsung. No, you're right. And I think we're going to address that in the draft. But do we have to bring in a top number one pass rusher? Or can we bring in a pass rusher in the 4th or 5th round? I like what I see in Samson. And till Samson proves me wrong, I'm going to ride with him. Only because I seen film of him in college. And I seen film. Listen, if you haven't seen that game against New England, Samson had 2 defensive touchdowns against New England. Was it New England? I could be wrong. I could be wrong on the team. But anyway, the film that I've seen on Samson is very favorable for me. I'm inspired by it. I look forward to see what he can bring to the table. Because of the signing of Samson, this is why I tend to lean more in getting more help in the secondary. We need help in the secondary. I would not be opposed to get a cornerback with the 12th round and get a safety in the 2nd round. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think we need more help in the secondary. We need ball hawks. Okay? We need ball hawks. We need turnover machines in the secondary. We need a safety that can run downhill, smack you in the face, and cause you to drop that football. We need a Ronnie Lott type of safety back there. And we don't have it. Verrett is a shutdown corner. He tore it up in 2019. You mean the 2020? And shut everyone down. Yeah, he had a great 2020. His 2019 season wasn't that great. But his 2020 was awesome. Oh, I hear you. There. There you go. I see that one now. I can't wait to see Hasty. I like Hasty. Unfortunately, he got hurt. So, we have to wait on him. I hope Kinlaw gets quicker. Josh, again, he is a run stopper. His job is to stop the run. With Nick Bosa, Samson, Eric Armstead, we can put enough pressure on the quarterback. I need DJ Jones and Javon Kinlaw to be run stoppers. Listen, guys, this is why we need a good secondary. If an opposing team cannot run the ball against us because we have great run stoppers, if a team cannot pass against us because we have good coverage, how are they going to win the game? if an opposing team cannot pass against us because of our coverage, and they cannot run against us because of our run coverage, what are they going to do? Nothing. This is why it's so important to be able to have two big guys in the middle stopping the run. So I want Javon Kinlaw to continue to get big, not quicker. I want him to get bigger than quicker. I need him to stop the run. That's what I want Javon Kinlaw to do. Stop the run. If he gets to the quarterback, that is great, but I need him to stop the run. That is what I need Javon Kinlaw to do. He put a video, Josh, on Instagram without his shirt. The guy looked like Luke Ferrigno, who played the Incredible Hulk in the 70s. I know a lot of you guys weren't even born there, but I know you had to see replays of the original Incredible Hulk on TV. Javon Kinlaw looks like a beast. Signing Samson, I don't see them going a pass rusher in round one because of the cost. I agree. Listen, honestly, there's only two directions the Niners are going to go in the first round. Either they're going to move up and get a quarterback, or they're going to stay put or move down and get a corner. That is just my belief. They either move up and get the quarterback they want, whether it's either Trey Lance or Justin Fields, or they stay put and take arguably one of the best corners out there in the draft. I just can't see them taking another pass rusher in the first round. All I want is the Niners to be healthy. Hey, I cannot argue with you there, Nico. All I want for Christmas is a healthy 21 squad to be competitive in the season. How do you think they can stay healthy? 31 injuries last year was too much. Not really addressed this year. Listen, 2019 and 2020 had been ugly. Now, the 2019 season wasn't as bad. We lost players, but it wasn't as bad as 2020. The Niners have to figure out something out. Now, because of COVID, because of no OTAs, no training camp, no preseason games, a lot of players got hurt across the board. All 32 teams suffered injured players. The two teams that suffered the most, A, the 49ers, and B, the Dallas Cowboys. Let's all pray, keep our fingers crossed, that in 2021, that injury bug is retired. We need to retire the heck out of that injury bug, because we do not, I repeat, we do not need another 2020 season when it pertains to the injury. They had the most injuries in the NFL. I can't blame COVID at that point. No, COVID was a partial for the lack of OTAs, lack of training camp, but that was across the board for all 32 teams. And they all suffered due to that. But the Niners really took a toll on the injury. Now, a lot of you think that we should address the strength and conditioning coach, but we did that already. We were not as bad in 2019. Sometimes It's just bad luck. Just bad luck. What's up, Mr. Esparza? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Welcome back. Niners don't have to move up. They can get the second best quarterback every team in front of them either signed their starter or drafted a first round look at the teams in front of them and who the starters are. All right. Niners don't have to move up. They can just get the second best quarterback every team in front of them. Either sign their starters or draft. Who would that quarterback be, Mr. Esparza? Who is that quarterback in your opinion? And I'm going to be coming to a close. It's been about an hour. I swear, I tell myself to do this for only 30 minutes. But it always happens to be for an hour. But I enjoy doing this. I enjoy coming live and talking 49er football. And I just want to continue to remind everybody that the Raiders got Solomon Thomas. We got Samson Ebukam. The Raiders talk so highly about Solomon Thomas that Solomon Thomas is going to, oh my God, it's amazing how these Raider fans, yeah, the Niners are going to pay for it. The Niners are going to pay for letting go of Samson, for letting go of Solomon Thomas. He's going to play great for the Raiders. The Raiders. You're getting freaking Solomon Thomas. He only had 6 sacks. In 4 years, only 6 sacks. What is the Raiders going to do that the Niners couldn't do with Solomon Thomas? But you know what? He's no longer our issue. He's no longer our problem. He is your problem, Raider fans. Go and win the Super Bowl because you have Solomon Thomas. So pathetic, Raider fans. We have an upgrade. All right? That's the way I look at it. Both Solomon Thomas and Samson Ebukam, they both were drafted in the 2017 round. They've both been in the league for 4 years. They're both 25 years old. But Samson, in a rotational role, has 16 sacks, 90 tackles, and 6 forced fumbles. Either 14 or 16 sacks. I'm sorry. One of the two. But it is not 6 sacks. The Niners got an upgrade with the addition of Samson over Solomon Thomas. So the Raider fans that are so happy about Solomon Thomas, have fun. Enjoy yourself with Solomon Thomas. I want to see. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to make a bet with any Raider fan that Samson will have a better year than Solomon Thomas. I will bet any Raider fan that Samson will have a better year than Solomon Thomas. Lynch made up for getting Solomon. He's cheaper with a way better talent than Thomas. Absolutely 100%. Now, I cannot blame, listen, I can't blame John Lynch for going after Solomon Thomas. Solomon Thomas was a good prospect coming out of Stanford. First year GM. He went with a familiar face. So, and then the Reuben Foster, I can't blame John Lynch for the Reuben Foster either. I blame Reuben Foster for the Reuben Foster situation. But these two mistakes John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan were able to learn from, and they haven't made the mistake since. Have you noticed? Since making a mistake year one, they haven't made a mistake like this in year two and year three and going forward, have they? I don't think they have. I like the deal with Samuel. I like the George Kittle. I love the Drake Greenlaw. I love the Brandon Ayuk. So the Raiders are just trying to still get over losing Mac. Yeah, they'll never will give that up about losing Mac. Khalil Mack. But Khalil Mack was overrated too, man. Listen, for all you Niner fans that wanted Khalil Mack to come to the Niners, aren't you glad he went to the Bears? The Bears? Aren't you glad he went to the Bears? I like Khalil Mack. He's all right, but I think he's overrated, in my personal opinion. Remember, if we would have got Khalil Mack, we would not have Nick Bosa. Take it as you will with that statement. What's up, Lucky? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Niners got better with Mack. I can see us making the playoffs if healthy. Oh, Alex Mack. You threw me off with the spelling because I thought you were talking about Khalil Mack. He spells it A-M-C-K. Alex Mack is just M-A-C. So it kind of threw me off, but I kind of had a feeling that you were talking about Alex Mack. Lynch ended up with Greenlaw, Samson, so they have learned. Yes, they have. Not only that, but they learned with Debo. They learned with George Kittle. They have learned with Brandon Ayuk. So, listen, it was Kyle Shanahan's first year as a head coach. It was Kyle Shanahan's first year as a GM. The only thing that I will get that I'm still mad at Kyle Shanahan is this. How do you overlook Deshaun Watson in the 2017 draft? I am a Clemson Tiger fan. He won 2 championships. Not one, 2 championships. He beat the crap out of Alabama. How do you overlook and do not take Deshaun Watson? Now, the Patrick Mahomes, you really had to do tape. The Chiefs really, the scouting of the Chiefs really did their homework on Patrick Mahomes. And they paid off. They did their homework and it paid off. I hate the Chiefs, but good for them. But Deshaun Watson, 2-time champion, how do you not take him? Because freaking Kyle was married to freaking Kirk Cousins. There is where I am mad at Kyle Shanahan. Now, I've forgiven him. He is our coach, but if anything pisses me off is they overlooked a caliber of quarterback of Deshaun Watson. But it is what it is. But other than that, I like John Lynch. I love Kyle Shanahan. I love what they're doing with the 49ers. I love the direction they're in. We just got to continue to get better. We just got to continue to compete in the NFC West and win games. And I really think that that's the direction we are heading in 2021. A, we got to stay healthy. B, Jimmy Garoppolo, if we roll with him, he needs to stay healthy. And C, we need to have a good backup quarterback coming in to back up Jimmy G. I am not quite sold on Josh Rosen as our backup. Give up Warner and the 12th overall for Watson. It's going to take more than that, Charles. it's going to take more than that. Watson is that type of quarterback. You got to give up at least 2 number ones and 2 players for him to pry him away from the Texans, unfortunately. We should be thanking Parag Marte. He's the cap wizard who fixed the contract of Williams, Juice, Verrett, Mosley. He's our cap specialty. Yep, I agree. He is definitely our cap specialist. I love Parag Marte. He is a genius when it comes to numbers. Listen, when we first heard of Trent Williams signing a 6-year, $138 million, everybody went like, what? 6 years, $138 million? But you got to look at the numbers, okay? You can't just look at the headline or the name of the cover of the book. You got to read the book. You got to look at the numbers. He got $55.1 million with $30.1 in signing bonus, which that is going to be carried over in the next 5 years. You got to look at the numbers. The contract for Trent Williams is definitely by far the most 49er friendly contract. It is a friendly contract that was signed by Williams. Everybody looks at the $138 million, but you can't just look at that. You got to look at the breakdown. 55.1 is not a lot. When you hear a contract of $138 million, you're thinking 60, 70, 80 million guaranteed money. 90 guaranteed. When you get 55.1 guaranteed and 30.1 of it is in bonus, that is very friendly, especially against the cap. And this is where Parag Marte comes in. He gets contracts where the players are happy, but they are definitely friendly for the 49ers. We don't have to worry about a big hit for Williams until the 4th year. By then, we can decide to either cut him or restructure his contract. We can go so many directions in 4 years from now. So congratulations to Parag Marte for dealing the best contract for Trent Williams. Congratulations to Trent Williams for taking that deal. The only deal that I'm not really happy with is the Juice deal. Kyle Juszczyk got overpaid, in my humble opinion. Yes, he's a great fullback. Yes, he's a great blocker. Yes, he can play receiver. He can play tight end. He's a blocker. He's a fullback. He's a running back. He can do so many things. But I think he was overpaid. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. Of course he deserves it. He earned it. But I just think he was just a little bit overpaid. But neither there or here. It is done with. They signed him. Am I happy that they signed him? Yes. I am glad. I've never been a fullback type of guy. I'm more defensive fan base. But in Kyle Shanahan's system, it's not only a good idea to have a good fullback, but to have a great fullback. It's essential to be able to run the kind of offense that Kyle Shanahan runs. All this talk makes me more anxious for the draft. I like to see another cornerback or safety. I agree with you, Dina. I agree with you. I cannot wait. Listen, guys, I'm going to be doing a draft simulation in a couple of days. So join me. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to do a draft simulation in a couple of days. Come and join me so we can have fun as we do a 7th round draft, mock draft simulation here on the Niners Sickness Report. Also, I'm going to start opening up the phone lines. I'm going to start taking phone calls. So a lot of you guys comment a lot of the comments, and I appreciate that. But I want to give you guys the opportunity to speak how you feel about the 49ers. I want to hear you guys speak based on what your thoughts on the Trent Williams, the Jason Verrett's, the Juice. So I'm going to be opening up the phone lines for you guys to call in and share how you feel. I got to figure out what day, but I would definitely. Charles says, I would love to call in. Right on. And this is why I'm doing it, Charles, because I am the host of the Niner Sickness Report. But I love having conversations. I love having conversation with you guys. I love listening to what you have to say. A lot of you guys bring a lot of insight. I may not always agree with you guys, but I like to hear what you guys have to say. So I believe opening up the phone lines and allowing you guys to call in and express how you feel about what's going on about your 49ers would be a great way to have a dialogue between you and us and me on the show. So I'm looking forward on that, opening up the phone lines. I'm going to be doing a draft simulation on here. We're going to have fun. Do me a favor. Share, and share my video. Share my video. Max says, what is my number? What I'm going to do the day of this show, I will put the number on the screen. The day that I take calls, I will put the number on the screen. You will be able to see it on the screen, and then you will be able to call on that particular live. So stay tuned with that. But share, and share this live. Put it on your timeline. Put it on the 49er pages, groups. Most of all, too, if you guys haven't done already, help me and follow me on Twitter under Niner Sickness 49. Follow me on Instagram under Niner Sickness. And follow me on YouTube under Niner Sickness. Thank you for your support. Listen, guys, I have 440 subscribers on YouTube. Once I reach 500, I'm going to be giving away a jersey. I'm going to be giving away one jersey once I reach 500 subscribers on YouTube. Help me do that. Let your friends, family, everybody you know to go to YouTube, type in Niner Sickness, subscribe to my channel. Then follow me on Twitter, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a thing on Twitter that when you start following me on YouTube, you go to Twitter, you let me know, show me that you're following me on Twitter. I will write your name down, and you will be one of the people that will be eligible to win the jersey. All right, guys. With that said, I have taken enough of your time. Have a wonderful Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Go Niners. Love you guys a lot. Thank you for tuning in to the Niner Sickness Report. We will see you on our next show. Good night and God bless. Peace.